Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives 4E channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Meri Brown is treated poorly by Sister Wives patriarch KODY Brown, and some of his remarks about her are really unpleasant. It appears that he is unaware of the social norm that prohibits males from speaking negatively about women, particularly after they have given birth. But KODY truly doesn't have a middle ground. He either veers between being passive-aggressive or outright mean-spirited, unless he's talking about his queen, Robin Brown. Sobbin' Robin undoubtedly taught him the art of passive-aggressive manipulation, but the blatant cruelty is entirely his own. Fans of Sister Wives Season 18 may disagree with KODY, who has been channeling Darth Vader for years, but it appears like he thinks Meri deserves the very worst treatment possible. Probably in an attempt to make himself appear decent, his attempts to portray Meri as a less than human. He doesn't accomplish that when he gets down. In fact, he demonstrates to the public how his attitude ruined the multiple marriages of the Brown family. Meri is a single woman off-screen, and her recent weight reduction success is unmistakable evidence that parting ways with KODY was the right decision. Still, his hurtful words could hurt. Although KODY from Sister Wives Season 18 feels that Meri cheated on him, he has done a lot to hurt her. Though Meri had her reasons, she did. Still, he was ready to overlook it all in exchange for a few chewy, delicious candies. When Meri gave him a mouth-watering assortment of Rice Krispie cookies, one for each year they had been married, his heart warmed. That was considerate, and even though the gesture made him weaker, it wasn't enough to convince him to stay with her in the end. Technically, she did leave, but in all honesty, he checked out ages ago. It wasn't appropriate for Meri to beg for this man. Robin had to remind him to give Meri and s'mores at the family BBQ. Robin loudly whispered to Meri, who heard the entire exchange, that KODY ought to bring her and s'mores. It turned out to be another instance of complete humiliation. This vicious attack reminds me of another brick in the wall, a melancholy Pink Floyd rock anthem. For all intents and purposes, KODY could be singing, "All in all, you're just another brick in the wall." By writing on the wall, he meant that his relationship with Meri was terminal. He voiced his opinion throughout the entire barndominium fiasco involving Sister Wives. When he asked Meri to move into an as-yet unrealistic barn with a loft, she was insulted and left. That was where he intended to keep his motorcycles and Meri. Nothing else needs to be said about this. The negative is self-explanatory. Under the pretense of attempting to patch things up with Meri, KODY has a really bizarre tendency of trying to make her feel uncomfortable. The barndominium incident is a prime illustration of KODY's lack of manners. He conveys his true sentiments to Meri by making him feel as insignificant as an abandoned item. He acts as though he is worried about her at all times. This is unjustifiable and classic KODY. It's difficult to support him or see his side when he acts in this way. He's simply being unkind. KODY's biting remark effectively emphasizes his lack of gentlemanly manners. KODY acts well around Robin, but he would definitely turn on her too if she crossed him. Robin is skilled at dealing with a patriarch who might not be that great of a prize. Robin is aware that she cannot be overly strict. She uses her formidable tools, tears, the previously described passive aggression, and feminine cunning, to achieve better outcomes. KODY has admitted that he feels compelled to conceal their romantic tension from Meri because he is unable to resist Robin's attraction. He lashes out at Meri while gushing about Robin, as seen by his vulgar confession that he can't be in love with her. KODY is engaged in a public relations battle, both on and off TV, and he isn't afraid to disparage Meri. He has years of experience doing it. But everyone who's seen the latest season has witnessed KODY at his most insane. On screen, he has fallen apart and is blaming everyone else for his troubles. He's demonstrated several flaws that run counter to the alpha male ideal he seeks to propagate. His attrition campaign against his unloved former spouses is therefore not having much of an impact. KODY fails in his attempts to win his divorces. Christine Brown left with considerable grace, considering what she'd been through, but KODY was unable to summon the same kind of grace. He was excessively resentful and suspicious. This season, he's dangling carrots to entice Janelle Brown to stay, but it's brutally evident to her and everyone else that his heart isn't in it. He doesn't bother with incentives when it comes to Meri. Rather, he would rather humiliate her even more, as seen by his request for her to move into a converted barn that he owns mostly junk from. He isn't able to be in love with her. People love who they love, therefore that's okay. They belong with the people who adore them. The true problem here, though, is that KODY seems to take pleasure in making Meri look bad. Is this retaliation for the regrettable sister-wives catfishing incident that shattered their bond and caused its untimely demise years later? Perhaps so. Once more, Meri was only lonely. A nicer man would have pardoned her for this transgression. That was visible to all. What was the reason behind her loneliness? Because Robin was KODY's obsession, that is. With no way out, Meri was virtually stuck in a polygamous arrangement. It is not supposed for women to depart. It is expected of them to obey. Fortunately, Meri is doing well off-screen despite KODY's uncomfortable and all too common criticism. She has even given up on the never-ending cryptic posts. She appears less emotional and is more present in the moment. After a relationship, Meri seems to be more herself. Still, she might fall in love eventually, just as recently with Christine did. Meri may be extremely feeble at times, but it's easy to support her. She finds it difficult to stand up for herself and her rights. Instead, she hangs her head. She doesn't deserve the emotional torture she's received, but she's not a bad person either. KODY clarified his on-screen remark that he can't be in love with by promising to always love Meri. He attempted to lessen the blow, but in reality, he doesn't. Once more, this is very evident. This kind of disclaimer makes him seem more kind. In actuality, he isn't kind. If that were the case, he would not be making these harsh comments in public. It appears that KODY says these things because he is aware that they will hurt Meri. There really isn't any other justification for repeating what is obviously clear. To make matters worse and inject a little self-pity into the mix, he declared that it was heartbreaking that he couldn't love Meri. What effect does he think this has on her? He is really skilled at what he does. KODY is going to pay a price for his inability to keep silent in the future. Together, they are parents. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.